going to be a really long video. Dang it. Why are you so long-winded? Okay, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, your physical path to peace. This is going to be my final video of the month. I'm going to be changing it from doing daily videos to doing videos 4 times a week. That change is going to take effect today. So what's going to happen the rest of this week, you actually won't see a video from me. I will post one, my spiritual path to peace. I will post that on Saturday night. You'll basically see it on Sunday morning when you wake up. It'll be ready for you on Sunday. And then that will begin my new week. Okay, so 4 videos. So I'll post the spiritual path to peace on Saturday nights. It'll be ready for you on Sunday. So essentially you'll have the Sunday video. Then I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to talk about how I did. I'm going to give you my accounting, and we're going to see if these were reachable, if they were realistic, and yet still challenging. Anyway, so starting out with your Monday, and I'll move over, so I think I'm probably going to be putting a lot of these up on the screen. Starting out with Monday, your mental path to peace, my goal was steps to grow YouTube business weekly. Okay. Steps to grow YouTube business. Again, this, I didn't want to just say learning about growing a YouTube business or, watching a video. I could watch videos from here till 10 years from now and never take any action. So that word steps was very important to me when I made that goal. Steps to grow my YouTube business. Meaning I'm taking the steps. I'm learning about them, but I'm taking the steps. So what steps have I taken weekly? Well, for one, I had to look at a bunch of YouTube videos in order to figure out the new format of the studio and some things that they've changed since I did it last time. Two, I had to figure out why the uploading was taking more than 15 hours, which you guys mentioned in the comments anyways. I do think it's because I'm on public Wi-Fi. But I can't tell you the amount of nights I literally just stayed outside a building freezing my tush off to get the video to upload. And then thinking it's uploaded, but it actually goes through 3 processes to upload a video. So sometimes thinking it's uploaded and not realizing it's not uploaded, walking away, coming back the next day, and then the video still processing. So I took steps to cure that problem and figure that out. I took steps to figure out the new studio and how I need to work it just to upload the video. Sample gave me that great idea about making the playlist. So I did a video on how to make the playlist in order to get to my 4,000 watch hours. Some of you have noticed that at least on some of my videos, not a lot of them because it's just a matter of a time thing and I still need to learn more. But I have tried to figure out how to do better thumbnails because that really is a clincher to get people to watch your videos is the thumbnails. So on a few of the thumbnails, you'll see that I improved, but that's really something I need to work on, but at least I've learned that. Now this was something that was kind of like, oh my gosh, I don't know, this seems like such a small thing, but it literally, I was like, oh my gosh. So on one of the videos, in order to learn how to do those thumbnails, and I didn't know this, I was watching these videos and I was trying to figure out how to do a better thumbnail, but messing with a video, right? And I touched the person, I held my finger there for too long, and then this lightning rod thing, like this light went around their whole body. It was like zzz. It gave me the option to share it or send it or something. So I'm like, okay, I'll send it. And it took the person out of the background. You just see the person. So you see this on a few of my thumbnails. That was like, whoa, that was so weird. And in 10 years, when we're all like the Jetsons and we're flying around instead of using cars, people are going to look at this video and say, oh, wow, that's really dated. Anyways, right now, that's pretty amazing. And it's amazing that I figured that out. Also, remember I said that I had that other device and it died on me the very day that I'm going to use it in order to do my Sunday scripture reading. So I ended up having to do that voiceover. I had never done a voiceover before. It's not that complicated, but it was still something I had to figure out and look up and, work out. I've used the voiceover to do that one video showing how to go to my playlist and all of that kind of stuff for the 4,000 watch hours. So that's 4 things for the 4 weeks, but that'll be enough because I don't want this video to be super, super long. And one thing about this category, I was watching these videos, how to make your channel better, yada, yada, yada. Then the algorithm picks up on that too, and then that's all it suggests to me. And obviously these are YouTubers who know how to do it. These are channels that are based solely on teaching people how to do YouTube better. So their thumbnails and their titles are totally catchy, and they make you want to click on them, which is great. But if you think about it, a channel that's based solely on teaching how to do YouTube, they have to come up with something different. I mean, some of these guys are posting 3 times a week. So every week they have to come up with something a little catchy to keep people coming back to their channel. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, that would be a lot if just one person was doing that, but there's so many YouTubers out there that are doing that. And so I could spend all this time just watching those videos. And again, that's why the word steps to grow my YouTube business. I need to be actually taking steps, not just listening to these videos. And what I realized is I actually shouldn't be listening, and I know that sounds antithetical, but I can only handle so many because there are things that I'm not doing yet. So why not learn and do those and get those down and then maybe listen to more of these videos? But wait until I get some of those things down because it's making me feel really overwhelmed. And it's a lot. And it's a lot of time. I just can't spend all that time. So probably none of that means anything to you guys, but this is something that I've learned in the process of doing this goal. I can't be inundated with it. It will overwhelm me and it will depress me. So I need to be very careful and calculated about it. In the upcoming months, the only things that I want to concentrate on are 3 things: thumbnail, title, and keywords. That's all I want to do. And that might be all I do for that goal, even though I take steps weekly and I watch videos according to those 3 things. Those might be the only 3 things I do the whole year, because those are the 3 things that actually bring people to the channel. Obviously, bringing people is one thing, and then having good videos is another. So I need to work on my presentation skills and my editing and yada, yada, yada. Along with that, I have to really learn how to do editing better and things like that, which I'm not enthused about. And if I ever get money enough to pay somebody, I'm going to be offloading that. So it's like learning a bunch of skills that I won't use the whole time of my YouTube career, but I'm forced to right now. So this is going to be a big lofty goal throughout. So anyways, I accomplished that one. Woohoo! Woohoo! Celebrate! Big yeehaw! Alright, I did it. Okay, Tuesday, emotional. That one was the loftiest goal. And that one was the one where I'm like, I have to do this. I really have to do this. Again, that one and the scripture reading. That one, I was like, I really have to do this. And I did it. I did it. I did a video a day. They were off, especially in their uploading schedule. I've been trying to play catch up, and I thought I could catch up, and I thought I could catch up, and I thought I could catch up, and here it is. It's going to be the final day, and the final day, I finally catch up. So, but I got there. So, by the sweat of my brow, so to speak, I got there, and at the nick of time. So this is the biggest woohoo, okay? This and the scripture reading, those two, they're the biggest woohoos. And the struggle I went through to get to this goal and have it done. Oh. Again, rain, shine, sitting outside of buildings in freezing weather, trying to get this thing to upload. dealing with thousands of interruptions, and I'll find a spot where I can set it up and I can be there and I can have some privacy, and then invariably something happens. I have to move, or I have to find a new place, or have to like make myself busy until I can start again, and yada yada yada. I mean, to do one video, especially when I was in that grocery store, took hours and hours and hours, when the video actually just came out to be maybe 30 minutes or something. Took hours just to be able to record it because I was dodging people coming in and out. It was a big struggle, and the editing, not just doing the video, but the editing, 15 hours of editing, sometimes longer. Some of these videos, like I told you guys in another video, the financial and the spiritual Sunday, even though the spiritual Sunday I think should be easier, but because it's a daily reading, so that's a lot of reading and pontification. So the video comes out to be really long. And then even if I'm not taking chunks out of it when I edit, like I'm not really taking a lot out of it other than all of my ums and all of my pauses and it's just a whole bunch of tiny little edits. If you actually saw it on the editing screen, you're just going to see slice, 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 slice. And it takes sometimes 2 to 3 days to do. It takes a long time. And I wish, like when I sit down, I'm like, okay, no. I'm gonna do good at this video. I'm gonna do good. It doesn't matter. I could never follow a script. I've known that since I was a kid. When I was 14 years old, I was asked to speak at this conference, and I wrote 1,000 different speeches. Then I got up there to speak. I didn't follow any of them. If I'm lucky, I followed the bullet points in chronological order. But I didn't follow any of it. I couldn't read it. Like, that's not my presentation style. I am off the cuff. I am raw. I put it out there. But that requires a lot more editing. And maybe I should try a scripted video, but to me, to sit there and write that and then edit the writing before I put it on a video, I feel like that's going to take me just as much time to edit the video. Again, these are things I'm going to have to learn as I go along. But that was a huge goal, and I made it, and somebody should buy me a brownie with mint chocolate chip ice cream on it and some fudge on top. And if you want to go the extra mile, a curry dinner. That's my favorite. Should I splurge? I really can't. It's not in my budget at all. But one can dream. One can dream. You guys can go out and eat that meal for me. How about that? So yay, I did it. Okay? I did it. But just as many of you have mentioned in the comment section, and just as I can attest to, this was too lofty of a goal, okay? Now, I do feel a little conflicted on it. I am going to try it different, but I do feel a little conflicted on it. Let me tell you the reason why I came up with the 1,000 videos. It's a video daily to reach 1,000, right? And I came up with 1,000 simply arbitrarily. Like, there was no reason that it's 1,000 other than YouTube says 1,000 subscribers. And I told you guys I did that one plan where I went up to people, and I gave them a penny with my little YouTube emblem on it and, my channel name. And I asked them to watch my first video and to get 25 of their friends to watch the first video. And so my goal was 1,000 pennies for 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 just kind of became like a mantra for me. And I was like, okay, that's a good number. And so it became like an arbitrary number also for the amount of videos. Arbitrary numbers can be beneficial, even if you just pick it out of the sky. If you get committed to it, they can be beneficial. So I don't know that I want to dissolve that 1,000 number. I still may want to shoot exactly for 1,000. But the reason why then it's like, okay, that needs to be a daily video, is because for me to reach 1,000, that's going to be 3 years of my life. And if I commit and say, okay, I'm not going to quit YouTube until I reach 1,000 videos. If my channel, let's say after 2 years of doing daily videos, is still really terrible, and maybe I have 3,000 subscribers, but that's all I have, and I'm actually doing daily videos, but it's only been like 2 years, but I haven't reached the 1,000 videos, that would push me to finish that 3rd year and get to 1,000 videos, even though I see my channel as not being a viable business. And then at that point, I can say, okay, it's not a viable business, but I have 3,000 subscribers and I have people who really care about me, and I do feel, like I'm making an impact, but I can't do daily videos. I need to move on with my life. I need to find another career, another path. To give myself 3 years to come to that conclusion, that's actually a lot if it's not going well. That's actually a lot. However, I just spent 15 years of not progressing really much at all. So 3 years is not asking a ton, but it is asking a lot. So that's why I came up with that. There's 365 days in a year, so that would take me a little bit less than 3 years to accomplish 1,000 videos. And I thought that's something I should be able to do. On top of that, there's another YouTuber that I watch, and this guy posts like 3 and 4 videos a day. This guy is a rock. I mean, this guy, I don't really follow anybody all the time, right? But I probably listen to more than anybody else. And it's because he does daily news stuff. And so that's the thing. Like, I didn't take into account that, yes, he does 3 and 4 videos a day. However, there's a few things that I just didn't take into account. Number one, his is news. So he comes up with he has a little topic, and then he reads through it, and then he comments on it. Boom, done. There's your 15-minute video. He's got 800,000 subscribers now, so I think he's probably got an editor. So, I mean, he does a 15, 20-minute, maybe the video was even 25 minutes, it gets edited down to 15 minutes. Boom, 1 video. So he can knock off 2 or 3. On top of that, well, even still, that's a big challenge. But on top of that, he has a home, because I can see it in the video. He has a specific room that he records these videos. I know he's not married, and I know he doesn't have kids, so doesn't have any of those other responsibilities. So he has a lot he can put into just making videos. He's got a separate room where his camera, his lighting, everything is set up. So he can literally go in there with his news story, push record a 25-minute video, push that off to his editor. The editor brings it back to a 15-minute video. He'll sit down and watch it, I'm assuming, because I've heard other people say this. He'll sit down and watch it, and then he'll make any final edits he needs, and he can post it. So if that's your process, and you have no interruptions, and you sleep 8 hours, and you eat, and you have a place, to cook your food, and like you have all of these conveniences, and your days are routine, and your days are normal, you could knock off 3 or 4 videos. I see how that's possible. So I wasn't taking into all of that account when I was thinking of myself. I'm just thinking, oh, maybe I should be able to do that. And he's a rock star for doing it even just in his situation, especially if he doesn't have an editor, then he's a real rock star. It's not feasible in my situation unless I did absolutely no editing at all. And I got to a place where I was more consistent, where I knew I could camp in that place and be there for a long period of time, and I could get into a routine of where I was going to go and what time I was going to go, and I could have privacy doing these videos. And that's just not going to happen. I'm not going to get the privacy. I'm not going to be in one spot for a long period of time. I'm not going to have any sort of routine, and I'm not going to not have to edit. It's just not possible for me. And I'm new. I mean, he's been doing this, so I looked at his channel because I'm like, wow, this 1,000 videos, like that was just arbitrary, and that's a lot, because now all these YouTubers are quitting. And one of the guys that I watched, like I've watched him a few times. He does technology stuff on a few occasions. I've watched him. So when the video came up that he was quitting, I clicked on it, and he's like, yeah, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years and I've made 700 videos. I'm like, whoa, what? And I picked this 1,000, and I thought that I was going to do this in like less than 3 years. Then another YouTuber that came up, and he's quitting, 10 years and 700 videos. So I'm like, wow, I really did bite off more than I can chew. But I went into this guy that does these 3 to 4 videos a day. I went into his channel because I was like, well, how many videos does he have? So he started his channel in April 2019, and he's got over 5,000 videos. So that's 5 years, 5,000 videos. So he's been doing 1,000 videos a year. You know what I mean? That's why I don't know if I want to dissolve that 1,000 number and maybe make it a little more reasonable and maybe a little less arbitrary. And since I like the number 7, go with 700. And it's not good to leave a goal open-ended, because then you can just go along with your feelings. You really need to think about it and set it in stone and really strive and push in order to see if it's achievable. And then come back like I'm doing right now and revise it. And if it wasn't achievable, then you can revise it, but you can't justifiably revise a goal that you haven't even really strived to accomplish. So I'm going to leave that open, even though that's not a good idea to leave it open. I am going to leave it open, that 1,000 number, because I'm not really sure. But if I bring it down, it's 700 then. 700. And we're not going much less than that. I've got to do at least 700 videos before I stop doing like YouTube, thinking of it as a business. Let's put it that way. I need to do 700 videos before I stop thinking of YouTube as a business. That doesn't mean that I would quit. If I had a community and I really felt like I was bringing value into people's lives, I could continue it indefinitely, I would assume. But right now I'm trying to make this a career. And so I have to be reasonable with myself. So I'm not going to be doing daily videos though. I am going to revise that. Now, the sad part of that, again, I was like, okay, daily videos, 365 videos a year. Okay, then that's a little under 3 years. I can reach that 1,000 numbers. If I keep that 1,000 number, let's not even think about lowering it right now. Even if I just keep that 1,000 number, and now I just go down to 4 videos weekly, now you've just made it 6 years. It's going to take me 6 years to get it to 1,000 if I go down to 4 videos weekly. And that's why I wanted to do daily, because I picked the 1,000 number daily. That puts me at 3 years of commitment to thinking of this as a viable business option. 3 years is not a ton to ask, but 6 years is a lot to me right now. 6 years is a lot to me if I don't see progress. So I really have to see progress. And obviously, there's no reason I'm not going to necessarily see progress. Some of these YouTubers, it's not meant to be offensive because clearly I'm in this category. But some of these YouTubers, they have a lot of subscribers. And people watch their videos and they're not that great, so if they can do it, I can do it. I actually really think that the key is being consistent and persistent. Again, that's why this lofty goal, and this has to be the goal. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. 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 So 6 years is a lot, So maybe I do take that 1,000 down to 700, but it's 5 years then. Even if I knock that off, it's still 5 years if I only do 4 videos a week. Now, if I did get into a better situation, which is what I hope, right? If I got into a car or a van, if I could have some more privacy and I could set things up and then push record, and I had an editor, in that situation, if I had a routine and I had a place and I had some privacy and I could just push record and I had an editor, I could probably come back to doing daily videos, and so I could shorten that yearly that lifespan of going from 6 years back closer to 3, but maybe hitting 4. So that's a possibility again in the future, but for right now I'm putting it down to 4. So that means Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'm going to upload my Sunday video on Saturday night so it's ready for you guys on Sunday. But I'm also going to give one caveat, because even doing 4 videos a week is going to be a lot. It's still going to be a lot. I really am conflicted on this goal, because even though I know I've been pushing it too far, too hard, I'm scared that if I let up on the gas a little bit, I'll just completely peter out. Let me give you an idea, right? they say potato chips are addictive, and you think in your mind, oh, I'm just going to open that bag and have 5, and then you've eaten half of the bag. I think that applies to this situation. I hope that if I take my foot off the gas a little bit, I say, okay, I can take a break. That break that I'm thinking could be an hour turns into 6 or 7. I need to be careful about that. However, in my life, I do know that there's some things that I do have to accomplish this year. I have to get them done. I've been procrastinating them from year to year to year. I have to get them done, and they're going to be coming up, so I am going to need that time. And if I have to take a week off to do that, I might have to take that week off. I'm really not going to be able to do the daily videos, and I need to get a job. How can I do the daily videos with a job? So even the 4 videos a week is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So I'm saying 4 videos, but I'm going to give myself a little leeway on that 4th video. I'm going to really, really try to make sure that no matter what, I hit 3 videos a week and really focus on the 4th. But if I don't make the 4th, then I'm going to allow myself that. So this goal is still very much a challenge, and I hope it's reachable. Okay, you'll notice that I moved the gratitude was under physical, but really gratitude belongs under emotional. And so I just moved it up to Tuesday emotional. And I have been doing that pretty much daily, maybe not in an actual daily routine style, but since choosing to do that, it's made a big difference to me. It's given me a much more grateful spirit, obviously, and a more softer spirit, and a little bit more kindness to myself. So it's been good. I'm going to talk more about that. So I took the gratitude and I moved it to the emotional, and then you'll notice on Wednesday physical, I also took off the breathing. Okay? Now, the only reason I put the breathing on there anyways is because, again, it was something. I'm like, okay, I breathe anyway. If I just make a concerted effort right when I wake up to take some really deep breaths, I know that's healthy. I didn't know it was an actually big thing until I looked up some breathing processes on YouTube, and it's actually a thing that a lot of people really concentrate on for your health. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. I did it for the first 2 or 3 weeks, but it became more and more spotty, and I was actually kind of feeling really lightheaded. I wasn't watching any videos on how to do it properly, so I just thought, okay, 10 deep breaths, when I wake up, just 10 deep breaths. There might be a better way to do it. However, I'm not entirely committed to that goal. I put it on there because it's something for your body, for health. But in a sense, I put it there because I felt like I should. And I still feel like I should. I feel like there should be something that's totally relatable exactly to my body, I feel like really my goals under physical should be getting a better diet and working out. That's where I think this should really start. And if I was having a normal life, that's probably where I would start. And so that's why I started with the breathing, because I was like, okay, in my condition, that's simple and that's easy. And the breathing might give me gratitude. And again, reading Genesis, the breath of life. So there's all this symbolism I thought could remind me why I shouldn't have a desire for death. That was all my thought process, but I'm not going to do that right now. It'll probably come back because I do think it's a good goal. But right now, I've decided that I'm going to take that one out because what I think would be a better goal in my situation, this isn't necessarily my physical body, the goal that I'm supplementing it with. But it still has to do with my physical framework in this life. So the 2 goals that you see here is getting out of bed 7 to 8, and I'll talk about that again. But the one that supplants it, doing a daily routine and actually writing that down. Now, I started doing that during this month. I'm not real great at it. I didn't do it every single day. And so it is a challenging goal. I don't know that I'll reach it. But I am going to try that because, again, with the place that I'm at mentally and emotionally, I think that this would be a really good goal for me to have just this little bit of structure and accounting every day. So then the other goal under the physical category was just to get out of bed 7 to 8 a.m. I did not do this every morning. I did really well for the first few weeks, but I did not do it every morning, particularly because the editing took so long and I was sitting outside of these buildings sometimes till 2 and 3 in the morning trying to get the video to upload. So if I could ever sleep in past that, again, this is like fictitious because I don't really feel like I have an actual bed per se. Plus, we went through 2 weeks of really terrible weather. So if I can get a few hours, I've allowed that in part because when I'm getting up, I'm at least getting right going. It's not much past 8 o'clock because then people are around and I can't handle that. So it's not even that much past 8 o'clock, but strictly at that 8 o'clock, I haven't. I knew that might be a situation. I told you guys that this is a kind of a weird goal because in reality, there's no bed anyways. And in reality, when the sun comes up, I'm up. But having a routine, like that's why this is difficult actually. Having a routine and saying that I'm going to be able to do anything at any particular time in this sort of living situation is just not viable. It's really not. But I'm trying to force that one, at least that one, to be viable, despite the sleep I got the night before. And I still want to maintain that. So I'm not taking it out. I still want to make that goal. And as my videos get better and as I've figured out how YouTube uploads things and the internet signal and all that kind of stuff, I feel like at some point that will be more reachable and more attainable. But again, I mean, I can't emphasize to you guys enough, this is one of the things about being homeless. You can say, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you are living in the great outdoors and everything affects you. Okay, now Thursday, financial. This one was just to keep my budget daily, and I have done that. I accomplished that one. I accomplished it, and you guys, I'm telling you what, I could still live on $1 to $2 a day. I can. It doesn't even need to be $2 to $3, even with inflation. For the last 15 to 20 years, like I said, that I've been doing this, even though I say $1 to $2, it's because I'm being generous. A lot of it was just $1 a day. So now I'm trying to be generous and take into inflation, and I'm like, okay, well, let's up it for $2 to $3. But I'm finding that I really don't need to. I don't need to. I'm going to keep it at $2 to $3 a day, but I don't need to. And tomorrow, when I do my video tomorrow, and I break down my daily routine, I'm going to show you what I've been eating, okay, and how much it costs. So you'll see. And I've kept to this all month, and it's not the greatest thing in the world. I would love more variety and things like that, but I'm actually getting a ton of variety too. That's what's so exciting. Because it really depends on my living situation. And right now I'm at a spot where I can put some stuff. It really depends. If I'm carrying stuff around in my backpack all the time, I'm moving spot to spot to spot to spot, I can't carry very much. But right now I am in a spot, I'm able to have some stuff, and so I'm having more variety. It's actually awesome. And on top of that, I thought I was going to have to go off all sugar completely in the sense of no candy and nothing. Now, I have been feeling deprived on that a little bit because I haven't bought any candy. But there's these muffins, okay? There's these muffins that I eat in the morning, and they've got chocolate chips in them. They're like heaven. And they're chocolate muffins with chocolate chip, and they're like heaven. And see, that's why I'm saying I could do it even cheaper than the $2 because these muffins are 83 cents. But I could eat the oatmeal instead every single morning, and that's only 30 cents. So I could do it cheaper. I'm actually affording myself these little delights. And I even bought granola bars. Each granola bar is 14 cents. So I didn't think I was going to be able to have any sugar or any little leeway of which is okay, because when I've done this in the past, like when I was traveling around the world, I only had that backpack. I have to be as light as possible. And so, I didn't have sugar or candy for the longest time. And obviously that's much healthier for you. But when I saw my budget, when I saw the expenditure and what I was doing, I was like, you know what? I can get these granola bars. It's It's made me a little bit happier, even though it's not really healthy for my body. Okay, so yay, I accomplished that one with flying colors. Um, Now, Friday, social. I have accomplished this one, but it was a bit awkward and a bit of a struggle with the new spot that I moved to because I'm not around people as much, which is better for me to get stuff done here on YouTube, but obviously not better for me to just conveniently have a conversation with a stranger. Because when I have these conversations with a stranger, I'm not trying to force something, but it happens because I'm out in the public. I've accomplished this one, but the last video that I did, I think I called it The Stranger and His Wife. That happened, and I told you guys I met him like 9 months previous, and then I saw his wife. That wasn't within last week's span, but I met her, and it was a part of it, and here's my goal. So I waited to put that to next week's video. But I don't want it to be forced, and it is hard with my situation. I do obviously have to go to the grocery store and stuff like that every so often anyways. Depending, again, on my spot, how much can I actually keep there stored. But because I'm doing these videos for a week anyways, I'm just going to do this bi-weekly. So I've changed it from weekly to bi-weekly. So every other week, 20-minute talk with a stranger. If I happen to be around, again, I'll talk to people. That's not a problem. But I'm changing that to bi-weekly. I did it. I accomplished it mostly, even though they weren't within the weekly span. So yay. Okay, the next one, Saturday Societal. I told you guys I wasn't sure what I wanted to do on that. I ended up choosing to take your comments from the comment section and talk about them. That has been a bit of a rocky road, as you can see. And the first one that I did, I wasn't sure if I offended someone. The very last one I did, I'm not sure if I offended somebody else. So I want these to be positive. I actually want to bring out the positive comments. The very first one that I did, the actual comment itself, was very good. It was a positive experience for both me and the commenter. That's what I really want. There will be times, though, and so I don't disagree with this. There will be times where maybe somebody disagrees with an opinion that I have in a video, and I want to comment on that. I mean, that's part of what I want this channel to be. You can think differently than me, and let's kind of go back and forth. But I don't want it to be a negative thing, and I don't want to be tearing people down. I don't want that at all. That's not. That last video was, I hope, really a one-off anyways for both of us. So that's not what I want at all. And I hope that the comments that I do pick and share, I hope that there's never an innocent offense, like it was an innocent offense that I gave to that other person. That's why I would have hoped that they would forgive me and not leave the channel and keep commenting, because they were awesome. Again, I can't always determine innocent offenses, so if I do offend, go ahead, make a comment and let me know. But also recognize I'm human and I'm imperfect, and sometimes I might say something and it's really not offensive at all. Sometimes we take those things that way. But it's meant to be a positive thing, and it's meant to be a highlight and a sharing. Like, again, that very first one I did, she had her own experience and I related to that. And so we'll keep going on that. I really appreciated your guys' feedback when I was concerned that I hurt somebody, and I asked you, is this a good thing to do? Was I, stepping over any bounds of privacy and stuff like that? And I got a ton of you guys commenting and saying, hey, this is all public and go ahead, and I think this is positive and I like this and it builds more of a community. And so most of you guys said it was great, and then some of you said, maybe don't mention the commenter's name and stuff like that. And maybe if I'm disagreeing with somebody on a comment, again, I don't want that to be like the main. I want it to be always positive, even if I'm disagreeing. But if I'm disagreeing on a comment, maybe I won't mention the commenter's name, and that way nobody has to be offended with it. Anyways, I did accomplish that one, but it was a rocky road, I think, for all of us. So then now, finally, Sunday, Spiritual Path to Peace, reading the Bible daily. I did not necessarily get to the point of reading exactly daily. So even on the recordings, like sometimes I'll take a break on the recording and then start the next day because I was supposedly supposed to go through and read them daily, but sometimes that day was like reading twice in one day and it got jumbled. So the recording itself is jumbled. If you actually went through with a fine-tooth comb, I think one of the recordings is only 5 days. So I still want to keep this one. Even if I don't accomplish it, even if it's a lot for me, I'm always going to keep this one. I think it's a good goal. I think it's a lofty goal, but I think it's an important goal daily. I don't want to change that to weekly, bi-weekly, 3 times a week. No, I want to keep it daily, even if I don't make it. That's just something I want to do. So there you go. I accomplished some. I struggled with some that I accomplished. I struggled with some that I didn't accomplish. So anyways, thank you guys for those of you who, again, took the long haul on this video. I didn't want it to be this long, but I am a long-winded person. I hope you guys enjoyed it though. I hope this meant something to you as well if you decided to do New Year's resolutions and kind of looking at your goals and deciding how you could revise them. And this is all meant to be aspirational for you guys, as well as you guys seeing how my life is unfolding. So we will talk to you later.